Look at this space right above me. Most people completely ignore this space in their garage. It's above their garage door, and when it's completely open, you just forget about it. I personally was running out of space for where all the holiday decor would go, Halloween, Christmas, kids' extra clothes, whatever it is, it just started piling up until I realized I had a bunch of free space right above me. So I built this overhead storage, 2 of them. The back is secured into studs and the front is supported by chains. These shelves take no special skills, no complicated cuts. It's really just a sheet of OSB and some 2x4s. Both of these shelves actually went up in about 2.5 hours. In this video, I'm gonna show you step by step exactly how I did it. So let's get started. Here's a place I want to put some shelving. When I open the garage, you'll see that there's actually quite a bit of a gap above my garage door when it's open to the actual ceiling. Now, I'm not aware of a common height of a garage, but I did measure that my garage floor to ceiling is about 128 inches, which is just over 10 feet. Usually an opening of a garage is at least 7 feet tall. You might have more space from the actual garage when it's open to how much room you can play with versus others. Some garages can be only 8 feet tall. Some can be upwards to 14 or more. I measured in between these 2 exposed boards and it came out to be like 91 inches. And I wanted to use 1 sheet of OSB that measured 4 by 8. So I took half of that because I wanted to do 2 shelves. And so I measured out 24 inches as far as depth goes. So I took my 2x4s and I measured out that 91 inches in length, made that cut, did it twice to the other board. And now we're starting to build out the frame of the actual shelf. Knowing that I have 24 inches of depth to play with, a 2x4 actually measures 1.5 inches thick. So with the shelf wanting to cover the whole frame, I need to take that 1.5 times it by 2 equals 3. And really the cross support 2x4s need to measure 21 inches. I divided this section by 3, which came out to be 30 inches, put a board there, secured it down with 2 screws. Did this to both sides. Knowing that the shelf is going to be 24 inches in depth, I didn't want to go straight 24 inches to measure where the anchor chain will be. I just did a rough estimate and I think I did like 18. Then I went back to 18 inches because I wanted to make sure that I had more of like a structural tension to support the weight of the shelf and the things that I'm going to put on it. I used a stud finder to find the joists. I drilled a hole, took some eye-hook lag screws and fastened those in. And then I did this to the other side. And knowing that the eye hook wasn't right on the edge of where the shelf was going to go, I had to come in a little bit. So I had to mimic that same distance that I came in when I was measuring on the garage to the actual shelf. And then I took the other eye hook bolt that has a nut on it and fastened it all down. And then I did this to the other side as well. I also had to use some sort of tool in order to help me twist the eye hook because that was getting pretty tough. And then I grabbed this steel quick link. It's going to act as a temporary solution in order to get the shelf frame up there first. So I threaded the chain through the eye hook, secured the quick link, picked up the frame, climbed up the ladder, and then threaded the other side of the chain through the lag bolt eye hook hanging from the ceiling. Grabbed another quick link and secured it down just so the chain wouldn't move. And then I was able to place the wood screws, secure it from the frame of the shelf into the actual studs. One thing I did want to call out here is when you are securing this actual shelf to the wall into studs, you want to make sure that the bottom of your frame is giving you enough clearance so when you open the garage door, your garage door doesn't hit this frame. A safe bet would be giving yourself 2 to 3 inches of clearance above the actual garage door track or above any coils, springs, or any of these type of metal rod things that's going across your garage. Now that the back of the frame is secured to the studs, grab your level, remove this quick link, and adjust the chain and count how many links it takes to make sure that the shelf is level. Go to the opposite end of the chain and count that many links up, grab your grinder, make the cuts, and then remove the temporary hold that you have for the permanent solution with the correct amount of links that you just cut. And now that you know the amount of links that you need for the other side, just go do that, count them, cut them, hang them up. And then went to the OSB board, making sure that it was 24 inches deep and then also 91 inches long. It fits the space, and it did, after I trimmed off a little bit. And then get the board up on the shelf. I took some 1.25 inch wood screws and secured the shelf down to the actual frame. And then I repeated all these steps again for a second shelf to be on the other side of my garage, and now you're done. And that's it. I constructed a DIY solution for overhead storage above your garage that was really just empty space before this. These shelves are actually really perfect for holiday decor type of boxes. Think of things like Halloween and Christmas. It's actually just enough out of the way that you don't have to access this storage all the time. It's hidden. When you open your garage, you can't see it. And when you close your garage, it's nicely tucked away. This is honestly probably one of the more useful storage solutions that I've built within this garage so far. If you've built something like this above your garage and you took a different approach, drop it in the comments. I want to hear what it was. I'd love to hear how you executed it by yourself, or even if you did it with someone else. If you have any questions about any part of the build, go ahead and drop those comments also down below. And be sure to check out the YouTube shopping links down below in the description, as well as a little shopping YouTube area somewhere down there. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on future project and review videos that I have coming up. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.